Lou Rhodes, Vice President of Advanced Vehicle Engineering and the President of ENVI.
Which is?
ENVI, ENVI, is our electric car group within Chrysler.
David View, President and CEO, A123 Systems.
The administration, the Obama administration, has $25 billion coming out for advanced technology for automobiles. What are you both asking for part of that money?
Yeah, we've applied for loans under the ATVM loan program, which is providing money for manufacturing batteries and part in cars and the rest of the batteries, so battery manufacturing.
Are you working with Argonne National Labs on your batteries at all?
Yeah, we've worked with Argonne pretty continuously for the last few years. Yeah.
Well, it's amazing to me that Argonne is funded by our federal tax dollars, and yet they're able to license what they produce to other countries, and then the other country is able to produce that battery in another country besides the United States, and then we have to buy it back from them.
That's correct.
Do you think maybe Congress ought to take a look at that?
Well, it's our system. I mean, you love it, and sometimes you got to question what's going on. But we do. And the stimulus money is going to drive manufacturing in the U.S. But we really, the whole thing about do we as a country want to participate in this in a serious way, or do we want to be the laborers working for other people? That's a big question. And our position is this is a big enough sea change in the way we live. Batteries are going to power the vehicles. They're also going to be powering the grid. People that put solar panels and wind on their homes, that infrastructure needs battery systems to support it. All these battery systems become ubiquitous, become a part of our lives. So we don't want to, as a nation, be buying that, trading off the independence we get from oil for a dependence that you're going to get on battery from someplace else. That means we need to take that research that was developed at Argonne National Labs and other labs and universities. We need to capitalize on it, build an infrastructure and base here. Then
Congress is going to give $10 billion to DOE to administer all this money and to administer the programs. Is there something you'd like DOE to do with part of that $10 billion that they're not doing now?
I think they're doing a great deal of what we want them to do, the majority of it, which is number one, to stimulate demand with incentives for the people that buy these vehicles. Number one, that would do it. The biggest risk that car companies have is that they create a tremendous amount of infrastructure, but the customers aren't there. So driving demand and stimulating that from the federal government is the number one thing. Volume cures a lot of issues with respect to cost over time, make things better. The second thing is we want to drive research activities that will help us improve the performance of the batteries and cut cost out.
BYD says that they not only are creating a lithium battery, but they are creating a storage capacitor battery. Are you doing the same thing?
Yeah, I think you'd say that. We have batteries that range anything from hybrid electric vehicles, which are very dynamic, high powered energy ratio, to electric vehicle batteries or grid support batteries that have high energy to power ratios. We have built and deployed and have operational 2 megawatt batteries right now that are operating on the grid, delivering 2 megawatts in and out every 15 minutes to help support and stabilize the grid from an operating standpoint. And I think in general, people are looking at a more distributed storage architecture. Batteries that are basically designed almost like a hybrid vehicle. We put a battery that kind of works between the grid and these different sources to stabilize the energy output for the grid, which is one.
You were in competition with LG Chem for General Motors batteries. Were you surprised that you didn't get it?
Certainly not enthusiastic to really be coming in second in that first phase, but we're still a supplier to GM. In cooperation with them, they have announced that they're going to have 3 different suppliers for batteries for their longer term play, we being one of them, so we're happy to be part of that mix, and we certainly respect the decision they had to go with LG at the first start of it, but there'll be a broader opportunity for all of us.
Why did they have to?
LG was further along on some aspects of the production cycle than we were at that point in time, and it was really their judgment of a particular deadline schedule that they were working on as opposed to a decision about chemistry. They've been very clear that we are a significant partner to them.
Will this money that you potentially are getting from the government, will that help you close the gap with LG Chem?
We've actually closed the gap quite a bit. Our production facilities we've got operating right now are second to none in this regard, so there's been a big change in that. It's one of the things that supports the Chrysler situation today. If you remember where we came from over the course of 7 years, we've been in production for 3.5 years. realistically speaking, that's pretty fast to get to that point. But we're positioned today to scale up along the timelines that Chrysler needs and also for the others in the future.
Dave, Lou, thank you very much.
You bet.